Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nasty Gram D&D podcast. You are listening to A Tangled Web, Chapter 21, Light from Below.
Feeling it too hard is the poison to the heart of a cynic.
Brother, there were too many moving parts. You all thought you could walk into the hells and get out. Melchized's plans have been in motion for too long. We heard the mute. He trapped that fool, Alita, in that ring. People like us don't mind sacrificing pawns for our goals. Jaden's eyes flicker between the open gate to Avernus, with the horde of imps beginning to swarm through, the opal glowing with the pit fiend's soul raging inside, and settling on Severe's lifeless body. No! The keys, brother! Where are they? We must find them! Bring him back if we must! Salavar got what he wanted, and I will not be denied. We must go back!
We see the body of Xavier being carried through the streets of Menzoberranzan on a glowing disc. In the background, we hear the muffled sound of shouts, screams, constant but irregular drumming. As our view pulls up and away from Xavier, we see a group of drow soldiers encircling the disc, their shields linked together to form a protective dome around him. The irregular drumming is the bodies of thousands of imps as they swarm through the sky and throw themselves into the shield wall looking for a weak point. Those that don't die from the impact are quickly killed by Jidden and Salavar as the two brothers cut a path through the overrun streets. As our view pulls further away, we see the futility of their struggle. The gate to hell is open. The swarm of creatures pouring out is endless. Inside the walls of House Ben Ray, it is a contrast to the chaos on the streets. Thousands of drow form into units, checking gear and moving out. There's no chaos here, no confusion, just the practiced efficiency of thousands of trained soldiers preparing for battle. Inside the great cathedral of House Ben Ray, we see Jidden, Salai, and Salavar standing under a statue of Loth. Similar to the one in the upper city, this enormous statue of Loth shifts from the form of a spider to the form of a beautiful drow woman in a dress of writhing, living spiders. As Salavar looks up, he feels an ache where the spider bit him. Salai stands at a window, looking out over the city. Swarms of dark forms can be seen in the glow of countless fires. Occasionally, the cavern is lit by a flash of lightning or a ball of fire. A drow woman enters. She wears black full-plate armor that looks as light and flexible as cloth. On her head, she wears a crown of woven spider silk adorned with sapphires. My generals tell me the gate is secure. For now. The other houses are rallying behind us and sending reinforcements as we speak. Even the slave army that was causing trouble is helping to clean up the stragglers who made it through before we arrived. Through chaos, she has brought order. Praise her wisdom. Welcome back to the Nasty Gram D&D podcast. I'm going to be your dungeon master, Jake.
This is Josh, and I'm dead.
This is Josh in the snack shack.
Hey, everyone. Dan here, playing Salavar, the Warlock, under new management.
What's good, fam? Matt, playing Jidden Duskrin, the Arcane Trickster Rogue.
This is Devin. I'm playing Moon Maiden Salai, window sitter.
And guys, this is the sound of failure. One party member is dead. He's there with you in spirit. His body is there at least.
I wanted to do this on microphone. Just a point of order.
Go.
Salai multiple times had brought up the negative consequences of interplanar invasion and the things that could happen. Even the DM.
Are you backseat DDing
King
us?
DM as he is. I'm just showing receipts.
Wow.
Are you running for Congress?
Yeah, right?
He said I was speaking in absolutes, and it's not really. There's nasty portals all over the place. Look what happened.
Some unknown, I haven't explained who she is yet, but some unknown woman just said that her generals have secured the gate.
Yeah.
Is there
She also said, praise Loth, her wisdom.
Was it
Chaos
Salai
has
doesn't
brought
know
order.
about the keys?
Were there any player
Devin knows
characters
about
that
the
would have
keys.
had the ability to prevent Zavir from dying? That have
There
any-
might be one player character at the table
Reaction
who had a
spells?
reaction ability that could have saved you from dying. I don't know if he forgot about it.
Or they-
We didn't actually talk about it on mic.
What's that? What
Devin's
kind of
like,
spell
oh
is that?
fuck, I gave you a magic item that
Very
could have
quiet
stopped
over
him
there.
from
Are
dying.
you thinking about the recap you didn't write?
Hey, by now it's already come out.
It's okay. I don't want you to reveal what that item is.
Okay.
But it's awesome. I'm glad you didn't. I like how it ended.
Me too.
Wow. Hey, Jake
Tell us how
has
you
receipts
really
too.
feel.
King DM.
Yep. No, it's great. I was like, did Devin not use it on purpose because he likes the narrative? Or was he high?
go with
Welcome our
Yes.
devil overlords.
Yeah, right?
So we're going to pick it up right there. Josh, you can, you don't have to be here.
All right.
See you, bud.
Adios. Thanks. It was fun. Good luck with the podcast.
We're going to pick it up right where that intro left off. You guys are in the great cathedral of House Benray, inside the Benray complex. Now, this is a significant chunk of the city. It's actually this big plateau along one wall that the first house of the city controls. And they are immensely more powerful than the lower houses. The reason that they've been in power for thousands of years is because they're bigger than, the next 5 houses combined. So they do literally have thousands of drow warriors, tens of thousands of slaves, although not anymore. Their numbers have been a little bit reduced in recent days. But there you are, sort of in a position that is currently secure, looking out the window, seeing that there is chaos out there. But this woman who just entered the cathedral has told you that, as I said, that her generals report that the gate is secure for now. You, shortly after coming through and after Zavir's death, these soldiers arrived in force and escorted you guys off the battlefield. Jidden, I think you were the one who noticed the amulet. I mean, not amulet. I'm sorry. The keys were gone. There was no sign of them.
Also, notably, the other house did not show.
Yes.
Yep.
So, House Vandry was supposed to be there to protect you on the other side of the gate. That was the arrangement, and they betrayed you. Weird.
Who could see that coming? What a twist.
But House Benray showed up shortly after. And here we are in the relative security of the Church of Loth, underneath this giant statue when this woman comes in. She's relatively young for a matron mother. Jidden knows why. The reason for that is because she hasn't been matron mother for long. Her mother died fighting the dwarves. That was only a few years ago. And she had been matron mother for thousands of years. So this woman walks in. Her last line in that intro was, "Through chaos, she has brought order. Praise her wisdom. My name is Matron Triel Benray. I'm so pleased to finally meet you." She walks towards the window. She actually puts a hand on Salai's shoulder as she stands next to you and looks out the window with you. A strangely, warm gesture of like comforting. And she says, "This will pass. It looks bad, but our spirit is indomitable. This will only serve to bring our people together.
Salai, her jaw is like tight. She's kind of nervous, unsure about this matron. She's thinking about how different Menzoberranzan is now.
Silavar is standing off to the side where you can kind of see both Salai and the matron mother as well as the statue. And he replays that conversation that he had with Lolth after the battle with the Yugoloth and her desire to see that gate remain open. And he just wonders at her machinations and wondering how it'll all unfold.
As if she can hear your thoughts, she says,
"Oh, good.
The gate cannot be closed. My brother has tried. Others have tried as well. It is beyond mortal power. Perhaps it could be buried under a pile of rubble. It can be guarded, even warded. But these things, nothing is permanent when compared to the eternal forces of the Nine Hells.
There will be more than imps soon."
There are. But we're a strong people, Salai. She says that name as a question.
There are places where drow are weak.
I've often wondered, as a younger priestess, why we had not taken all of Faerun. We are an ambitious people, always grasping at more power. And truly, there is nothing that can stand in our way besides the sun. And yet, we focus all of that energy inward. We squabble amongst each other. There was a time when I was younger where I almost lost faith in Loth. When our armies were destroyed on the battlefield with the dwarves, I wondered, why would she send us to a battle we could not win and then abandon us when we needed her most? I see now that it's foolish to try to understand. Try to understand a force that simply does not think the way we think, does not experience time or place the way we think. It is an understatement to say that Loth is 2 steps ahead. She glances over at the body of Zavir. And then she looks at Salivar. You have seen her. I can see it in you.
What do you see?
I see what the blessing that Loth always gives.
That is a word for it, yes. Power at a cost.
She nods. Can power truly be appreciated if there's no cost? If you simply give a child everything it asks for, what does it become?
Petulant, I suppose.
As I said, the gate is secure for now. The city rallies behind my generals. Even now we convene a council of the matron mothers and discuss plans to push forward, to set up a perimeter. She shrugs. What of them? They will fall in line.
Will they?
What will you do as a united city?
For now, we will protect ourselves. But what will you do? I understand your mission is not complete.
There are forces at play that we must see to an end.
Malchazid.
He nods.
I don't care. What I wanted, what the Spider Queen wanted for Menzoberranzan has come to pass.
I kept my end of the bargain.
Have you? If you wish to go back there, to see this thing finished. She looks at Jin to finally get revenge. Then I will offer you what assistance I can. I will offer you sanctuary here for 24 hours. And then do what you wish. In that time, you have our resources at your disposal. My suggestion is that you gather your allies from the corners of Faerun. Because if you're going back in there, you'll need all the help you can get.
Salivar kind of holds her gaze for a moment, reading into what she's implying. Thinks on it. Looks down at Xavier as well. Nods. He says, "We appreciate the hospitality."
She starts walking towards a back exit. And she says, there are attendants that will see to you, provide you what you need. 24 hours. That is how long my hospitality lasts. I have many things to see to. She leaves. What are you doing, Josh? What are you doing?
I don't know. Where am I? Am I on a cloud?
Well, I
Is
think
it
you
hot?
are. I think you're.
Is it hot
I
where I
think you
am?
prayed to the god of like oblivion. So
It's a rain cloud. It's a little rain cloud you got.
Salai grabs Salivar's arm, and we're going to follow her out the door and try and catch her in private.
okay, cool. She stops in like a long hallway. Big arching windows on either side of the hall. It's just like some sort of bridge like over the compound that connects one part to another. She looks out. You see a flash of lightning in the sky. You swear you see a robed figure
Floating and
She doesn't say anything. She just stops and looks out the window and watches the lightning. She's smiling.
I turn and I'll stand alongside her. I look at Salivar and I nod. The young matron Asina Vandry. She assured me that the Vandry forces would be at the gate to stand first defense when we returned. She failed. You say she will fall in line. I don't know if that will be so easy. She has a mind of her own, ambitions of her own, young as she is. Matron Shara imparted her with much, but she is still foolish. Foolish enough even to conspire to take the life of Shara. I would ask an audience with the matrons of the High Council to recognize me as matron of House Vandry.
She has like a wide grin on her face.
Salivar's eyebrow goes up at looking at Salai.
400 harpies would be at your side, along with any aid I can provide from the Vandry vaults.
You say that Asina would not fall in line. Would you? Am I to believe that you would more so than her?
She would bring a champion of Loth as well. He holds her gaze, looking at her.
There is still a drow in there, isn't there? I'll grant you an audience. You convince the matron mothers. Your sister will be there. She is part of the ruling council now.
I look out again to the carnage in the sky. Narbondel, is it still dark?
Yes. You're not sure if you've lost track of time.
She's looking at it for time and
it is dark. But you're like, and you're actually like, how long was I in there? Like, you know, you like how, you're a little confused by that. You're not sure if it's supposed to be dark or not.
she instinctively sort of looks up and just sees darkness and rock.
We'll need someone like you in the coming years. I'll remind the council of that. Someone who can be a bridge to the others.
Salai bows her head. Matron.
As we're walking back down the hall towards the larger room where Zavir and Jidden are, Silavar says, "What game are you playing, Salai? It's a dangerous one, if you ever hope to see the surface again."
Menzoberranzan is a dangerous place. The time is over for diplomacy. We must now wield whatever power we can grab.
Meanwhile, Jidden, you are alone in the Temple of Hoth. At your feet,
Jidden's never alone.
Zavir. Yeah, true.
right.
True.
Zavir's body looming above you, this enormous statue that shifts from that hideous spider to a beautiful drow woman. Its dress does actually move. The illusion, isn't static. The spiders that are kind of crawling all over her are constantly writhing. And then one of them falls off, and it falls onto your shoulder, and it skitters away. And the statue of the woman, its eyes just turn and look at you.
Jidden looks back.
You hear your brother's voice. He says, "There is more for us, brother." And then they come back in.
Oh, fuck. Little family feud in there.
Getting crowded in there.
It's crowded. This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
As we are walking across this hall, Silavar says, "We have failed. The door remains open, which by some accounts is a success. But we have lost one of ours." He's looking down at Zavir.
Real fan favorite, too.
Yeah.
Beloved.
Mm-hmm.
Salai walks over to him. She pulls out a small, like a little wood carving knife. She cuts off a lock of his hair. She takes out a hemp string, starts to bind it. She comes back and stands next to you and says, "Death is not the only escape, Zavir. There is a way for him. A path still. As for all of us, your wife's soul is saved for now."
That reminds me, Jake. Where is she?
Good. Yeah. Oh, right. So you guys have an imp chained up in a corner of this cathedral, probably chained to a pew. It doesn't talk. It just sort of squeals and screams. It's a creature.
Yep.
The only reason you know that her soul is in there is from the magic. It doesn't look like her. It doesn't talk like her or anything. It's a mindless, just little monster.
Maybe saved was the wrong word.
And it seems to have endless energy too. Like the entire time you've been here, it's been like fighting against those chains and trying to break free. And I assume in a pocket you have the gem.
Yep.
You can feel the heat.
We have one day to gather our strength.
Montage. Okay, so this is your opportunity for you guys to do final preparations.
I'm
Gather,
gonna go catch some chickens. And
gather
chop
your
some wood.
strength.
Make some potions.
Maybe cast a spell on a dead body.
Yep.
Maybe we do that first so that Josh can play.
Can you make him a zombie?
Who can do that? Can anyone do that?
I'd like to start with that scene. But yeah, if you guys let me know. What are you doing 24 hours? She did suggest gathering allies. I don't think I explicitly said it, but I think you knew based on what happened. That's not the only gate that's open.
Yep. We should just go through the portal into hell and then into another portal. So travel really quickly.
True.
Oh, yeah.
But I also just we don't have to get into the logistics too much. She literally said you have the resources of her house at your disposal. So if you want to fucking go to Waterdeep for a scene, then you can go to Waterdeep for a scene.
That also means that the gate to Candlekeep.
Oh yeah, they're all open. Yeah,
And that's where the
Hey.
kids are.
and that's where the kids are.
All right.
Maybe you're just, you can assume that the gates are already open. There's no, he wouldn't wait and give you guys the opportunity to stop him.
But I also have night company on the other side.
I was going to say.
In fact, I think that what Salivar realizes, he has a moment of panic. And then if you recall, like you and Morgana, like almost chuckled at the fact that Malachi, your son, had brought the entire night company there. Like you were like, what the fuck is he doing?
Mm-hmm.
But like now you're like, oh wow, like I feel like you probably have this relationship with them where like you probably recognize like she's really smart, like she's smarter than you.
Yes,
they've been a step ahead of you the whole time,
and maybe always kind of like knew he was a great fighter, but underestimated him otherwise. But like he's shown tactically with this maneuver, that he knew what was coming.
Right,
it's good growth. Point of inspiration for Jake. Good character.
I'm setting up
good
my future
growth.
character.
So I think we've got a few ideas. I need to talk to a pit fiend, and
and then set your wife's soul free. Yep. And then, but let's start with that little spell.
There's the possibilities. Like, could he come back to the censure?
If Jake wanted him to,
Devin.
yes.
And can it be reversed?
No, it's binding.
No. I mean the censure.
Oh, we can do it again.
Upper body of a horse and the lower body of a man.
Can we do this scene in the Temple of Loth?
Sure. I was going to go to the High Forest.
I know, but
Temple of Loth. Yeah, sure. Yep.
I'll
it's
ask
close.
her for a reprieve.
It's close. Yeah.
I'll ask her to just.
You're there. He's literally there.
I need a permit for it.
Yeah.
He's on the desk. Yeah, we just slide him along the floor. Just here.
Take it away. What's going on? You take a little rest.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Sleep.
fine.
And then we have actually asked for this entire chapel area to be empty.
It
vacated.
has been. It's been just the three of you in there.
Okay.
And a couple attendants who are kind of just stand back and wait for you to ask them for things.
Cool. Man, this is so weird doing this in front of a Temple of Loth.
That's why I like it.
You're such a creep, Jake.
He's in the middle of the room.
She's watching you.
And
At this point, you did take a rest. It's been a while. Narbonell is still not lit.
interesting.
Yeah.
Are there windows to the outside from this chapel?
Yep. You still do see fires. You still do see the occasional bolt of lightning or explosion of fire. Less, but it still evokes that sort of feeling of looking out over like a city that is under siege, you know? So those like pictures that not Devin, but the rest of us all remember of watching like, you know, Desert Storm, like on Fox. And then it's that kind of like, oh yeah, cool.
Mission accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Well, war porn. I like it.
Well, first I'm going to cast another spell. And Salai raises her hands and closes her eyes. And those flashes start to reflect off of things in the air, shapes. And it's just clouds that start to just form out of nothing. And they cover the sky. And then one of these clouds moves and hovering right in front of Narbondel is a moon. Just huge, full silver moon. There's little twinkles in the sky where the clouds will part. It's this whole recreation of the night sky. And that's Mirage Arcane. It's a 7th level spell.
Wow.
It lasts for 10 days.
Holy shit.
Each component, each thing, the clouds, the stars, the sky, the moon, each one of them, if you were trying to like dispel them, you have to dispel each effect individually. It's crazy. And then she turns to Zavir. And she kneels. He is between the moon and her. And she says, Mistress, by your light, see that this soul had suffered much. This soul he had cast off his dark garments and seen a way forward.
Cut to the roof of the chapel. We see several drow priestesses in black robes standing on a balcony, the moon behind them. We can't see their faces, but the lead one raises her hands and says, "Mistress, in your power, see that this servant of Loth is returned. His work for you is not complete." Cut back to you.
Boy. I'm actually detecting magic. Is that within 30 feet? I'm just,
No.
just buying time. What was the other name for the god?
Ilmater?
Yeah. The broken.
The broken one or the broken man or something?
The broken god or the suffering god?
I think it's the suffering god.
Suffering.
Suffering. The crying god, the broken god, the lord on the rack, the one who endures, the rack broken lord, our martyred father. Happy stuff.
They pulled those right out of Christianity.
Yeah.
The one who endures. I like that.
I do like. I'm going to use that one. The one who endures has seen him, sent him his boon, and guided him along a path of righteousness. Righteousness.
Return him to his path. Return him to his destiny. A spider falls from the ceiling of the chapel and lands on Zavir's face. Scrambles away.
It's a gross face.
I pray even harder.
Salivar's eyes narrow at the statue of Loth.
My lady, I have vowed to protect all that is touched by moonlight. This here follower, this humble soul.
Zavir, you are in a tunnel in the Underdark. You look one direction down the tunnel and you see a glow of moonlight from the surface. And sitting at the top of that tunnel, you see that mangy-looking, sad little fox. And you look the other direction down the tunnel, and it is dark. But in the darkness, you see a web. You see a small spider spinning a web, building it out in a giant circle. Both seem to beckon towards you. You got two options, Josh, as a willing participant. Someone is trying to cast Reincarnate on you. Whatever. Silly little 7th level spell.
Best I got.
Someone is also trying to cast True Resurrection on you.
What?
Which is a level 9 cleric spell. Or you can go nowhere.
Back your ass up with the resurrection.
Do I remember everything?
Yes.
I remember Pittrick shaking the keys.
Both paths are going to bring you back.
I think Zavir looks back and forth, and he takes a few steps towards the spider web.
Yes! Yes!
He gets close, stands in front of it, watches the spider.
As you watch the spider weave the web, you realize it's not like a traditional kind of web. It's Menzoberranzan. You can see the outlines of the buildings, the stalagmites and the stalactites, the spires, the towers and walls. It's this elaborate spider web design of your homeland.
He kind of brings his hands up, traces it like almost subconsciously, like the familiar streets and neighborhoods. And then his hand extends towards the string of silk behind the spider. And he grabs it in his fingers and he pulls it away from the web, with the spider kind of dangling under it. And he looks at the spider and he turns in the tunnel and he walks up towards the light. The spider keeps kind of swinging, lower, undoing more web. He kind of just moves one hand over the other, kind of walking it up as it tries to kind of weave away until he gets to the opening. He looks down at the fox, and in his hand, he just takes and casts the spider into the open air. And he bends down. He puts his hands out to the fox. Let it sniff his hand.
Okay. We fade out, and back to you, Devin. What happens? The spell works.
Let him cast off his mortal bonds and begin anew. And she opens her eyes, and there's now just like ash in front of her.
His body just force ghosts, like the Obi-Wan's.
Yep. But there's his stuff, and there's
of course.
I loot the body.
And she reaches down, and she, with her hand, she just wipes away some of the soot and reveals a face.
Ooh, cool. What's that face look like, Josh?
Well, I rolled
Wow.
on the reincarnation table.
Yep. So those who don't know, reincarnation is a spell that brings you back to life, but unlike resurrection, you are reincarnated, so you don't necessarily come back as what you were before. And there is a chart.
Almost not impossible, but extremely unlikely to come back as a dark elf.
Isn't it like
4% chance?
Yeah. It's
96
and he
to
nailed it.
100?
yeah. So you roll a D100. Yeah. Dark elf is 22 to 25.
And I rolled, and I indeed got a 4% chance to be a dragonborn. And I said, that's dumb. Dragonborn are stupid. I'm not
Is it
doing
just an
that.
egg? Is it just an egg under the ash?
So then I rolled again.
Okay.
So we're not doing dragonborn. I rolled the second time.
Dragonborn's the lowest you can roll. It's a 1 to 4.
I rolled a 3.
Ooh.
Wow. Arise chicken.
The face you see, you kind of wipe it away. Is there any light in here? There's the moon, right?
There is
Moonlight coming in the windows.
You brush the ash away, and you see very fair skin, kind of a very soft, almost kind of wheat tone to it. Keep kind of brushing. You see the hair is dark, almost black. The face is slender, but not so much as a drow. The ears have come to a small point, but not the full elongated point of an elf. And the eyes kind of blink open. And you hear an intake of breath.
Shove a strawberry in your mouth.
There's the eyes come open, and you see a half elf before you. Looks young. Looks like his, equivalent of early 20s. That fair kind of wheat colored skin, black hair, one kind of soft gray eye, and then a kind of bright blue eye on the right.
Salai stands up and turns to one of the servants. She says, "Robes, now."
They nod and run off.
He's a lot taller than Zavir. Not tall, but Zavir was short, 5'2". Not that, on the shorter end of a drow male. This figure is probably 5'9", 5'10". Built, similar in build, not bulky. Kind of takes a breath, eyes kind of blink around. You get a sense that it can't see yet. It's kind of coming into focus. The eyes kind of, the pupils kind of pull back.
Silavar's leaning on the pedestal to the statue, and he says, "Salai, I think you cast the wrong spell."
No. She remakes them as she sees fit.
He's less than.
He is whole.
Silavar walks over. You see Silavar walking over to you, And he's doing a slow circle around you.
You see his eyes kind of looking like they're having a hard time focusing. To him, you're just a shape. You kind of, eyes look around. He kind of tries to push up on his elbows and falls back. And then you see his head kind of loll a little bit to the side, and the eyes look up at the brightness, at the moon.
Silavar leans over, so you kind of see his face leaning over you, and he says, I believe you have a tongue now.
Zavir, you feel in your hands, there's a book that has been placed into your hands, your other hand on it.
His hands kind of close on it without looking down.
It's the good news.
King James Bible.
It's the good word.
The surface?
No.
It's the first real word that you've said with your mouth in 100 years.
About 100 years. About 90 some odd years. You see his tongue lick his lips and kind of exercise his jaw.
You see Silavar's hand reach down, offering to help you up.
He has the book in one hand. His other hand reaches up kind of slowly and grasps yours.
He lifts you slowly.
He's very strong, that Silavar.
He comes up and kind of
No, he's not.
holds on his knees, kind of a little unsteady, getting his bearings. The imp, Pitrix, he took the keys. Is it too late?
Pitrix has the keys.
Yes.
Are they bound to him?
Until death.
Where are we? What? Your wife? Arbester?
They are both here. Unresolved, but we have them in hand.
Menzoberranzan?
Stands. For now.
He kind of, you see his eyes kind of look sharp for the first time and kind of come to focus. He says, it called me back. He looks to Salai.
She looks down, and coming out from under her robes is the little red fox.
Salai. Zavir smiles for the first time in 90 some odd years. Just like in his vision, he puts his hand down, fingers kind of curved in, lets the fox sniff his hands. You did this?
Not alone.
He looks around at the three of you. There was another. Something else tried to bring me back.
You see Silavar looking behind you.
He looks up at the statue of Loth. Yes.
Loth is weak. She walks out.
Zavir looks down at his hand, the book.
It's your spell book.
Oh, okay.
From your stuff. Something you might
I
jog
naked?
your memory.
A touchstone. Oh, yeah. Corkscrew.
Oh, I didn't roll for deck. I didn't roll for length.
It's a half corkscrew.
Roll a D12. So,
Nice!
Whoa!
Wait, but girth.
oh, half
Minor.
elf, -2.
D6. 5. It's pretty long. It's fat.
God.
And we've digressed to middle school D&D game.
D4 for amount of curve. It's a full corkscrew. A full 4 elven corkscrew.
Oh, God.
You know what they say about an elf with pointy ears?
One of the attendants brought robes, as you asked. Robe of the Magi. Right down. They just had one lying around.
Yep.
He wears it open in the front.
Wouldn't you?
I did. Yeah, we didn't ask for pants.
Oh, boy.
All right.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
Wow.
I thought I was going to snack shack for the
Little
rest of
different.
the arc.
A little different. I'll give you some time to let that marinate, and we'll jump over to Salivar. I'm going to assume that this happened before that, because you probably weren't waiting to, free your wife's soul. Probably.
Yeah.
That was probably a priority.
Well, I mean, we talked a little bit, and I said that we had them in hand. So
Yeah.
I think it's probably fine because we met with the matron And then as we returned, Xavier was there lying dead. So I think it's fine to do it in this order.
Okay. So all right, what's going on?
So Sly, you left the temple?
Yeah, I'm not hanging out in the Temple of Wolf.
Yeah. And what does it look like now? Describe it to me.
What does
The
it look like?
temple looks the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right,
but
just empty.
There's a
There's no one
moon
here.
out hovering over the center of
over the city.
Menzoberranzan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a night sky out.
I see.
Yes.
It's not like hallucinatory or
It is. I mean,
the
it is.
terrain.
It's an illusion.
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
It is, but is a extremely powerful illusion.
Yeah.
Got it.
Maybe one of my other effects is there's a wind. You said
Cool.
earlier that there's no moving
Yeah,
air
yeah.
in Menzoberranzan. There's just this chill sort of wind breeze.
Okay. Sylavar
And still the occasional crackle of lightning.
Sylavar watches Salai leave the temple. And then shortly thereafter, I think Xavier in his new form kind of stumbles like a newborn and then maybe leaves to find food and to kind of resituate himself. I'm not sure where Juden is. But Sylavar walks over to where this imp is chained. And he's trying to imagine that somewhere in this kind of thrashing thing is his wife's soul. And he looks at it for a moment, thinking that of all the things that have transpired up into this moment, he pulls the opal from one of his pouches, and he looks down at it, and he says, "Show yourself to me, Arbiter."
You feel the room get warm, and you feel that breathing on the back of your neck. He's not here. You can't physically see him, but by holding this opal, you can just feel his presence.
"I have come to collect what is mine.
Just feel that breathing.
Look upon me, devil. See whose power I wield. I serve a new master. And while you are imprisoned, there are fates worse than that. I will feed you to her slowly.
That breathing kind of, it falters for a moment.
Eternally, forever, you will be consumed if you do not release what is mine." He's looking at the imp as he says this.
It doesn't talk. Arbiter doesn't say anything. You can still feel that presence, and his breathing is sort of stifled. It sort of stops. And then you just hear this sort of roar of rage, of defeat. And the imp literally just turns to ash in front of you. The chains fall to the stone floor. And as it dissolves into nothingness, you see this sort of spectral image of your wife in its place. What does she look like?
Bracaria, she is, she's a tiefling, and she has, I imagine sort of the spectral image leaves an outline of her. It's most likely her in her full warrior's garb. She prayed to Tempest as she was a commander in the Night Watch, our mercenary organization, essentially our general. And I think you can see the horns that kind of rise out from her head. She had long, dark hair, dark, kind of amber eyes that were a full sheen. There was no iris or anything. And the image is fleeting, but it's enough to know that it has transpired and she has been freed of the bonds that were holding her there. Well done, Arbistor.
Jidden steps out of the shadows. He'd been watching this the whole time.
We are finding the ends of these threads, brother. Time grows short. I am done with Arbistor.
Jidden, something new happens to you. For a moment, you lose control. Your brother says, "May we have it if you are done with it?" And Jidden reaches out a shaky hand.
He is a trophy for us. I will gladly give him to you. He kind of takes the opal and drops it into his hand. Guard it, brother.
You're back, Matt.
Yeah, that's definitely what he's going to do with
You
it.
see Silavar kind of walking away from you. There's probably a moment where you know that you had an exchange with him, but you're not sure what was said.
Yeah.
And Silavar's walking out of the temple. And you have the opal in your
All
hand.
that remains of the imp is the chains.
Jidden slides the opal into his pocket and leaves the room.
As you're leaving the room, your brother says, "Its power could be ours.
The fiend.
Destroy it. Consume him. Become him.
One of them.
Better."
How?
Even as you ask that, you just feel like you know. One of the things that arcane tricksters don't get that they should is the ability to steal spells. I think you get it later.
Yeah.
But essentially, you could destroy his soul, destroy this gem, and gain his power.
Gross.
With no side effects
None
whatsoever.
whatsoever.
It's,
Who needs the scroll of meteor swarm, huh?
Yeah, there'll be some pretty harsh side effects.
you
Doesn't have to be now.
a barbed dick.
He's going to be burned. He's going to be burned more.
I think Jidden just strolls through House Benray, thinking over the offer, but also casing the joint.
Yep. I mean, the House Benray itself is as big as a small city. It's dozens of small castles that are sort of connected by these large stone bridges that go hundreds of feet above the ground of the cavern. Stalagmites and stalactites connected by these enclosed stone walkways. As you're walking through them, you'll look down into courtyards below, and you see even now, almost 24 hours later, you see guards preparing, checking gear, heading out in long columns.
Do they have some sort of message system? If Jidden wanted to get a message to the surface, write a letter of some sort?
Absolutely. You could, you can, you can have like kind of carte blanche to do that kind of stuff. You can say, "Hey, I need a wizard who can send a message," or if you want, you can say, "I need a wizard who can bring me there for 10 minutes, whatever you want to do. Yeah. That was kind of what she meant when she said that her resources were at your disposal for 24 hours.
I think Jidden would probably just want to write a letter
Okay.
in Thieves' Cant to Jaraxel, letting him know what happened.
Okay.
And like that things went sideways, that they need to start putting contingency plans in place.
I like it. Okay. Anything else you want to do right this second, Matt? Jidden.
No?
All right. Zavir, what are you doing with your new life? I'm guessing they caught you up on what you missed.
Yep. I'm assuming that happened off screen. I I looted my own corpse, I'm guessing.
Not often you get to do that.
I think we're playing
Did you roll?
paranoia again.
Did you roll to see what was on your corpse?
Could I?
1d4 random art objects?
Was there anything not there besides the keys?
Could there be something not there?
I mean, if you
maybe
guys
I took it.
stole something, sure.
Jidden did. You didn't have anything worthwhile, Jidden.
Was the ring?
Oh, the ring,
there?
actually.
I mean,
He
that
had,
might
he had
prevent
3 rings.
that might prevent Xavier or Josh from some character wrap up scenes that he was hoping for.
If you don't trust him. So it's all there. Nobody took anything.
That ring is not there.
Which ring?
You probably know where it is, though.
Yes.
Okay.
You probably know you need to talk to.
Xavier goes to Salai.
So where does
Fine,
Xavier? So Devin, where does Xavier
If
find?
anyone is looking for a missing ring, they know where to go.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So
Which one do you want?
where does Xavier find Salai?
Salai's on one of the balconies, looking out at the moon.
You, sure you hear Xavier
Yep.
kind of coming. You're
Very high perception.
Then you hear his voice behind you. I'm sure this was your doing, or through you.
None of my gifts I wield alone. She turns and looks at you. She's holding something in her hand, but her fist is closed.
I know you found your new way, embraced it, lived it, been it. I don't doubt the veracity of your belief. Have you dealt with everything you did? Everything that you were?
No. I've come to realize everything we were is everything we are. We cannot kill those parts of us. She looks you up and down, your new body.
I didn't want to come back. I think if I hadn't had that image of Pitrix with the keys, I don't know if I would have.
You have always been driven by something, Xavier.
I just want to end this. Have a chance to find a new path.
The path is laid out in front of you. You may only see the first step.
I don't believe that. I don't want to live following someone else's path anymore. There's something I think you have that I need.
I don't think you need this anymore. She opens up her hand. I think you have all you need. Let this be a token of your journey and nothing more.
I need this to end it. To end my old path. He reaches out and goes to take it from you.
I will guide you any way I can, whether it be at your side or at your back.
The only other piece to add is Xavier casts Find Familiar.
Okay. Official. You make it official.
Make it official. I changed my Facebook status. And I think as he goes to grab it from you, this fox jumps onto Xavier's arm. And as he takes the ring in his hand, the fox is kind of cradled like in the crook of his arm. And it does that little fox, like little hiss scream. Little yip at the ring. And Xavier kind of smiles. Cut to.
You put it on?
Cut to another place.
Okay.
So I don't know how or what it looks like, but I want to think that Xavier either knows or can reach out to some resources here in the house or whatever about how to destroy a magic item.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
There's a section of Benray, I think, that's called Mordor.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. You met a priest whose job is to kind of guard cursed items. Maybe you go visit him.
Okay. Xavier does.
Yeah. So cut to a well-lit, enormous forge. We hear the clanging of armor, armor smiths in the background. We see bellows. We hear steam being vented. Occasionally, we see dwarves walking back and forth. And this highly burnt dwarf in robes is standing beside a half-elf.
No, you misunderstood. I don't want you to guard it. I need to unmake it.
He nods, and he brings you to an anvil. And he just kind of taps the top of the anvil. And then this smith comes over with this hammer. It's clearly a magical smithing hammer of some sort. It's made out of some black metal that you don't recognize. And he hands it to you with two hands.
He takes it, kind of staggers under the weight a bit.
It's weird to you to be around a bunch of dwarves and them not sneering at you.
Yeah.
You know, not trying to kill you on sight even. Yeah.
He rests the hammer down on the ground.
That smith kind of backs up, his arms crossed on his leather apron, and he just watches.
And Xavier takes the ring and he slides it onto his finger.
Xavier, where have you been? Wait.
Hello, Alita.
What's going on? Something's wrong.
No. Something has been wrong for nearly a century. Something that ends now.
Wait. Xavier, what's happened to you?
I don't need you anymore.
You're nothing without me. You're nothing without Our Lady.
I was nothing with you. Your lady is nothing. I saw her nothingness on the other side, and I will send you to her. Unless you can give me what I want. If you want another chance, you must promise me what I want. I have the power now, or I will unmake you, and I will send you into the darkness you have grown so fond of, and you will see the grace of the Dark Lady of Secrets.
Xavier, you don't understand. She's used me just as she's used you. I'm a victim as well.
Give me what I want.
Anything.
I want power.
All of it.
I want all the secrets, the knowledge, the mysteries. Promise it to me.
Everything.
Riches. Promise it to me.
Beyond your wildest dreams.
I want my soul back, you bitch. He takes the ring off, puts it on the anvil, takes the hammer. The fox starts to circle his feet. He lifts it and smashes it as the fox howls.
One hit, it breaks. A few more hits, and it's almost unrecognizable.
He keeps smashing it until he's out of breath. Doesn't take long with an 8 string. But the dwarves that are there kind of see him take out about a century of some pretty deeply rooted rage until like it's just a veneer smashed on top of this anvil.
Nice. That smith comes over and he says, "It's done." He takes like a shovel almost and picks up the remains and tosses them into a forge. They just land on the coals and melt.
He watches them for a while. He just stands there. The fox runs up onto his shoulders, a much more comforting presence than a Zune, and they watch every little speck of that metal just fall in. Do you like my total ripoff of Princess Bride?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love it.
That's it.
We take him out for beers after. haven't seen Xavier in a while.
All right. Awesome. That was cool.
Did anybody think for a second I was going to go bad again?
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing? No.
Hey,
I was just watching a friend.
Yeah, I mean, you could have just, taken the true resurrection. Just saying.
Yeah, that actually would have brought him back like whole, right?
Yeah. No kidding. That's a level 9
Can we wreck on something?
Whole dark elf.
Yeah, I know. Slumming it.
Yeah, and then you'd be adopted into House Benray. A couple thousand years, you'd be the fucking arch wizard of the city. It'd be great.
What could have been?
Cool. All right. Jidden, something else for you.
Oh boy.
Well, no, I mean, I think you had something you wanted to do. No?
What? Which one?
Isn't there a grocery list for you?
Well, I guess actually no, hold that thought. Let's go to the council meeting. And let's say you're all there because
I was hoping Asina wasn't going to be there for some reason.
We get observer status.
Let's say that Salvar, Zavir, and Salai walk into this council meeting. Jidden, you're there as well, but you don't walk in.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
skulk in.
He's already in there.
Yes. This is a room within House Benray that is just for this purpose. This room that you're in serves one purpose, and it is to have council meetings of the top 13 houses of Menzoberranzan. There is a large circular table, of course, in the shape of a spider web, with 13 chairs around it. And sitting in each one is a matron mother of one of the ruling houses. Behind each of them, near the walls of the large circular room, are their retinues. So, there's probably 150 people in this room. Most of them are retinue members, servants, or advisors who are on the exterior of the room.
Last meeting we had like this was probably when we came back to Menzoberranzan. And we had the Vandry, sort of the whole house Vandry meeting.
Yeah. It's similar, just the scale is bigger.
I thought there was only 8 ruling houses.
I thought it was 12.
I thought it was 9.
9? Oh, fuck, it is 9.
Yeah, because it's one short of the 10.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
They're
It's
expanding the
Really?
High Council.
Yeah.
9. It's 8. There's 8
Niner.
fucking legs
Dude.
of a spider.
That makes more sense.
It was
dude.
always 8.
Has it always been 8?
I thought it was 9.
I'm making up numbers. No. Yeah, it is 8 because Duerden was 9th and they weren't on the ruling council.
That's right.
I'm just going to say 8, Josh, and then you can fix that.
Love it.
8.
You did use that earlier before you
8
13.
matron mothers. That he's going to leave all this in. 'Cause
That's going to be in the Christmas song this year.
yeah.
8 matron mothers.
So yeah, 8. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the 3 of you are brought before the council. The only people in this room that you recognize are your sister, Devon, Asina Vandry, and the matron mother of the first house who you just met earlier today, Triel Benry. They have been discussing the war, the war with hell, and there's a silence that falls under the room when the 3 of you walk in. Triel stands up and says, "Oh, fuck, Devon, what was your name before Salai?"
Savarkeen Vandry.
Savarkeen, thank you. She says, "This is Savarkeen Vandry." And she has something she wishes to say to all of you.
Step up.
Silavar kind of shadows her 3-4 steps back. Lolth's fang is present.
Your sword's out?
Yep.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
She says, I am Savarkeen Vandry, and I claim the right of retribution against Asina Vandry for the murder of Matron Shara Vandry.
There's actually a few gasps. You think that they're very fake.
Yeah.
As if these very well-connected spy masters
Just
didn't
found out.
all already know
Yeah.
this.
Was one of them from Jidden?
Yeah. Jin's got the
What?
he's got the Captain
did
Kirk
I?
surprise.
Oh, I can't be there. I'm a fucking half elf now.
Yeah, it's up to you.
You robed? You want to be robed? One of Jin's disguises,
You
maybe?
don't have an alter self spell?
I mean,
It doesn't matter. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's all right. Don't
it's-
worry about it.
It can probably be hand waved.
There's a devil man in here as well.
A few eyes did look at that sword. You can tell a couple of them recognized it.
Mhm.
Asina, very young girl, she stands up. She says, Salai, Moon Maiden, you have no rights here. You cannot claim retribution. You forsake your people and then attempt to use our laws against us. This is preposterous. This is an outsider. This is a heretic.
I let her finish.
We should not be allowing her to speak. We should not be allowing her to live. Look what she has done to our beautiful city. She gestures towards the window. Will you all allow this heresy?
What we have done, what we have had a hand in, is brought together all of the drow of Menzoberranzan in a common cause. She looks at Matron Triel.
One of the matrons says, we understand that you are responsible for this gate, for this plague that has been unleashed on our city.
Not alone. And she motions to Silavar at her side.
He just kind of calmly looks at each mother in turn.
The Spider Queen bestowed upon him this task, to open a gate to Menzoberranzan so that her children may band together and stop spilling each other's blood.
Triel says, what she says is correct. When I inherited my mother's position, I took control of a city that was on the verge of disaster. You all saw it coming. Before these past few days, Menzoberranzan was on the edge of collapse. Just as our sister city fell, we would soon follow. But it was with the wisdom of Loth that we were brought together.
Silavar, standing behind Salai, says, I was given this task. I have been touched by Loth. He holds up his forearm to show the bite. And
a few of them actually fall to their knees when they see the black spider web bite spreading across your arm.
And I stand behind and with Salai.
It's Zavrkeen now.
Just whispers it. Oh, so good. Yeah, he says Zavrkeen.
One of them says, will you renounce this imposter goddess and embrace Loth? Return to her embrace.
Oh, I wish I had Loth's original name, her Seldarine name. The Spider Queen, when she was Seldarine, stood alongside Sehanine Moonbow and the others. They strode in moonlight together. I seek, matron of House Vandry, though I will not call these symbols again into your city. I offer to be a bridge between the glory that Drow once held and a way back for Menzoberranzan.
Asina says, and Loth was betrayed, just as we will be betrayed if we allow a heretic to exist.
You question Loth's choices. Silavar adjusts the sword in his other hand.
The room gets very quiet. Give me an intimidate check.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's roll a die.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for an hour and a half. Let's roll a die.
I am actually going to use Portents.
Okay.
Your roll is an 18.
Okay, that gives me a 28.
Damn.
The room is silent.
I start to praise Loth.
And then Matron Benray says, I will ask this council for a vote. These are unorthodox times, and they are sure to become even more so. Malkazid has opened all of the gates. They will never be closed. We are forever only a step away from the surface. Our world has changed, and we will need to change with it. let Savrakeen Vandry, matron of House Vandry, be that bridge. All of the other ones agree. And then one of Asina's attendants steps forward. Jidden.
Oh, cool. I think before he steps forward, he, if anybody is paying enough attention, they see this attendant's fingers start to twitch, and
The audience sees it.
his lips begin to move, and he starts casting Phantasmal Force on Asina. DC 15 int save. Disadvantage because he's hiding from her, or she has no idea.
Got a 3.
Disadvantage.
What Asina sees is she hears a rumble above her, and the ceiling above her begins to open, and these almost liquidy strands of spider silk begin to pour out of the crack, and these thick black spider legs begin to push its way out as a visage of Loth begins to crawl out of the ceiling down at her.
She actually looks up at the ceiling, and no one else sees this, of course. And she says, Loth be praised. I have always been a faithful servant. I've always done as... What does it do?
Loth lowers to the ground and holds out a hand for Asina to take.
Yeah, you all see her reach up.
And then as she does, Jidden from behind drops his alter self and stabs her in the back.
Nice.
Good guy stuff.
Use one of those spider leg blades, those ritual blades that were killing priestesses.
No, she doesn't deserve that. He uses his own rapier.
A few of her attendants take her body away, and Matron Benray gestures to Savrakeen to sit in her chair.
That's a real long con, Savrakeen.
She looks to Silavar and Zavir. She walks over. She looks at Jidden and bows her head.
You see Jidden pulls a notebook out of his breast pocket and takes a little note.
She turns and sits down.
The next matter, defense of the city. And we'll fade out.
Yes, let's go.
Wow, that's some real dark elf stuff.
Thank you for listening to A Tangled Web. Please, if you have time, tell a friend, write us a review, or, just go out and shout it on the rooftops. Check out all of our different social media platforms. You can go to our website and find links at the bottom. There's probably also links on whatever you're listening to right now. That's nastygramrpg.com, and definitely check out the socials because I tend to put little things on there to help with NPCs and visual aids and whatnot. Our intro music was by A Wilhelm Scream. Theme song is Oath by Adrian von Ziegler. All scores by Adrian von Ziegler and Antti Marttikainen. Thanks for listening.
That's nasty.
I was going to make a bonus one. I was like, I'm not going to ruin it for him. And then